Hey baddies, welcome back to another video. Today's video is about the ToraDora ship Taiga x Ryuuji. Now if you don't know what this anime is, it's all fine, I'll tell you. It's a romance shoujo telling the lives of Ryuuji Takasu, an evil-looking sweetheart who's essentially a housewife, and Taiga Isaka, often referred to as the palm-top tiger. She's feisty and aggressive, but tiny and cute. She can fit into the palm of your hand, trying to help each other woo their crushes. Ryuuji has a crush on Taiga's best friend Minarine, and Taiga has a crush on their mutual friend Yasuko Kitamura. Now that you know what I'm talking about, let me explain to you why I adore this ship so much and why it's very close to becoming an OTP of mine. Even though earlier in the season Taiga attacks Ryuuji because he looks like a threat, when he finds out that she can't take care of herself, lives alone, and her house is a mess, he cooks and cleans, without a ring I might add, and checks up on her, all without her asking. Ryuuji helps Taiga get a picture of her crush Kitamura that she can actually gawk at in high res, instead of having the graphic quality of the man behind the slaughter. Ryuuji continues to make Taiga lunch every day, and invite her over every night for dinner with his mother and pet bird Inko. Ryuuji is always there for Taiga. Even when she's upset and vulnerable, he doesn't belittle her for being sensitive, and she feels she can be herself around him. Both of them understand each other's limits and when they're about to go off the deep end, so there's always a cover-up, and they always save the other from making a fool out of themselves. Ryuuji got so excited at the fact that Taiga's father was coming back into her life that he upset his crush, Minarine, when she started talking bad about him and doubting Taiga's father. When Taiga's father didn't show, Ryuuji, without an ounce of athleticism in his blood, with the help of Minarine, ran the race just to have the first dance with Taiga and make sure she was happy and not alone. At the fashion show, when Ryuuji realized Taiga's dad wasn't there, he cheered for Taiga to take all the attention away from the fact that he wasn't there. With Taiga growing up in that sort of environment where her father made empty promises and she didn't get enough attention from either of her parents, Ryuuji's own mother took it upon herself to say that Taiga was a part of the family, knowing how much that would mean to her. You know, for a person that was only supposed to write 3 points, there sure are a lot here. The final drawing is them eating rice together with a very obvious background not drawn by me. They're doing what Taiga loves doing best, eating. I hope you liked the video and the blue theme for the month of April. Don't forget to comment and like and subscribe. Now getting more onto the drawing, I started to draw a game controller, but I realized that the position of the fingers and the hands, it would have been much more complicated to draw, if that makes sense. Also, I'm trying a new hair coloring technique I saw on TikTok that was so easy. When I tried it, it looked amazing. I'm going to be looking at more coloring tutorials because I've been away from digital art for quite some time. I think the last digital art piece I did was in November maybe, and it was an Among Us thing for my girlfriend. Even though I don't like Among Us, it was one of her hyperfixations at the time. I really like this drawing, and even though I drew Isaka like 2 times this month, I like this drawing more. I like the way I drew the hair more, and I like that you can see her face. For some reason, her face looks kind of odd here. I think it's because I didn't add any eyelashes, and like she doesn't have any lips, because when you see her expression, she's making kind of like a weird face. It's like she's angry, but like is open her mouth, so Ryuuji can put some rice in there. I overall like how dynamic I went with the poses. I know that they look stiff to some people, but I'm usually just drawing people in the middle of the page, quote unquote, because it's digital art, and like just kind of standing there with their arms behind their back or their hands on their shoulders. I'm not very good at drawing hands. I hate like being that self-deprecating artist, but I'm not. But I really like drawing them because the more I draw them, the more I get better. And like hands add so much expression to a drawing. Yeah, that leg, I'm assuming she's doing kind of like the splits with one leg, and then one leg is like curled behind Ryuuji, so she has some stability instead of doing like a full-on splits behind him. She is small, so the leg would still fit, but yeah. I had some problems with the faces. Not Ryuji's, because his is quite simple, just like make the eyes quote-unquote evil. Or I don't think he looks evil, and it was hard that they were trying to like push that on him when he literally looks like a standard anime protag. His eyes just look a bit different, but they're not evil, you know? I still like this drawing, and I love the way the coloring turned out. I love the way the pose turned out. I love it. It's so sweet and so cute. Their dynamic seems like more big brother, little sister to me, just because he cares so much about her. But I also like those scenes where they get flustered at each other in like the Christmas saga, where they're all cutesy and stuff. So I don't know. I really don't. I'm sorry for the cuts in here. I couldn't show the line art because I have I had two other speed paint videos to record, and I needed to take like at least space as possible with this. So I recorded the sketching process and the coloring process. But on the next video you'll see this month, I only recorded the coloring process. I was supposed to record the sketching process too, but I accidentally recorded it and then deleted it. So I'm like, okay, I can just have the line art and the coloring. But when the line art was done being recorded, I deleted it. I'm so stupid. But the coloring process did take a long enough time, but it was really hard to make that into a speed paint and stretch it all the way over to 7 minutes. I hope you guys all watch all the way through to this video too. Let's get to the final picture. I love you all. I'm so proud of my baddies. And XOXObubonicbaddiebimbo.